Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, hello world. Welcome to Deadline's weekly development news. This week's content is based on the development progress from September 23rd to 29th. This time, there are many new things. Are you ready? Let's dive right in. The development team is discontinuing version 0.21 because it has been around for a long time and has been very cumbersome to work with, making it difficult to address issues. The team has decided to make significant changes in version 0.22. The old Deadline version has problems and is not user-friendly for new players, and this game design lacks direction. In version 0.22, the team plans to improve the shooting gameplay, remove faction weapon selection restrictions, add new maps, abandon the Middle Eastern insurgency theme, introduce a progression system, and enhance team balance. The team intends to port the content to the new version and improve consistency. They plan to continue supporting this game for long term. This week, the team's animators have started working on animations for the QBZ95, especially focusing on the reload, which includes both regular and full reload animations. The QBZ95 does not have a bolt catch, so after full reload, it is necessary to manually cycle the charging handle to chamber round. On the other hand, the QBZ95-1 does have a bolt catch, so after each full reload, it's necessary to manually cycle the charging handle to chamber round. So personally, I believe that if the team intends to transform the QBZ95 into QBZ95-1 in the future, they will need to add animations for the bolt catch and make certain internal structural changes. For players who are fans of futuristic space AK designs and classic recreations, there have been some exciting development in the AK lineup this week. First up is the CUR stock from Hero Arms, along with the accompanying shoulder pad, a stock that I'm sure many of you are already familiar with as it integrates the pistol grip and the stock. If we were to add the Zenico handguard as well, it would give it a very sci-fi look. The second addition is the 1955 AK ribbed magazine, which I suspect was crowdfunded by a player who has a particular interest in replicating the early AK-47. Personally, I am still hoping that some players might find the wire stock for the AK. The accessory development for the AUG has been significant progress this week. Do you remember the AUG A3 kit I introduced last week? Well, this week it has been expanded upon, and it's called AUG A3 CQC Rail Kit. It enhances ergonomics while reducing the overall length of the firearm. However, I have a personal question. The length of this handguard already extends beyond the muzzle. I wonder if there will be barrels in the future that are compatible with this kit's length. In addition, regarding the 9mm AUG barrel, there has been an addition this week of a 12.8-inch barrel, gas block, and a 32-round magazine. Furthermore, all AUG variants, including the barrel version, now have a selection of 28 different skins in the game, including those available through the Game Pass. Currently, progress is also underway to add the Bushwork Classic skin to the other accessories. A new flashlight team also welcomed a new member this week, the Insight WMX200. After careful consideration, the mount is integrated, and I hope there will be more integrated flashlights in the future, especially those can be mounted on M-LOK rails. The next section will feature some things that have already been developed. They may have just been textured, or perhaps they have already been added to the content update branch. Let's take a look. In terms of AK accessories, this highly tactical looking AK handguard has already been added to the game. It is an integrated accessory that combines handguard with a rail above the dust cover. Personally, I am not a fan of side rails, so this handguard is the perfect fit for me. Of course, with this installed, you can't add side rails anymore or there will be a clipping issue. Another accessory is the classic Zenico Sport 4 handguard, which is just the right length for players who prefer C-clamp grip, and in Zenico's PT stock is a classic combination. The two handguards mentioned above are designed for the AKM AK-74 series, while this LAC Cavillion 15 is intended for the AK-12. The AK-12 is relatively new and is of Russian origin, so it doesn't have as many accessories available as other rifles. It also hasn't gained as much international exposure as accessories from other regions. Therefore, this rifle is in need of additional accessories for expansion. Personally, I plan to continue crowdfunding some AK-12 accessories because I really like this series. I also hope that the team has plans to add AK-15 in the future. The AR family of stocks, which has been quiet for a while, has some new developments this week. The SDR stock and its accompanying pad have been imported into the game. Personally, I believe that the number of AR stock in the game is still far from sufficient, and some of the more classic styles have yet to be included. I hope that everyone can come together to find more interesting AR stocks to the game. Once again, thanks to crowdfunders who found this stock. This week, the SCAR accessories that have been on the planning list for a while are gradually being added to the game, which is great news. In total, there are 3 barrels extensions, 4 replacements for the original factory components, and most importantly, the ACR stock had been added to the game. You can experience these accessories in the content update branch. I am still waiting for the X17 trigger group and the Cypher X upper receiver to place the factory components. This ultimate goal of these accessories stemmed from my personal idea, which is to replace all the factory accessories of the SCAR with third-party options, so that your SCAR is no longer just a SCAR. This has also been my long-standing wish for many years, dating back to New Modern Warfare in 2019. When I first saw the traded blueprint in New Modern Warfare, I realized how amazing SCAR could look with these attachments, thanks to the crowdfunding community and the efforts of the teams. I am not sure if everyone noticed, but this week the grip pod also gets textured. It's a highly popular accessory that serves as both a grip and a bipod. According to the developers, this grip will have unique animations in the future. In other words, by pressing a certain key, the bipod legs of this grip will have an unfolding animation. The SCAR 47 has also been added with full auto capability, and the current rate of fire is around 600 and 650 rounds per minute. Sound effects for full auto mode are currently in production. If there is a desired attachment that you wish to have in the game but it hasn't been added to the game yet, you can take part in the crowdfunding community by visiting the crowdfunding channel in Deadline Discord. The steps are simple. Join the crowdfunding channel, wait for the time to open for the season, submit your proposal, wait for admins to approve, and you down pay 25% as a start. When the funding is complete, then your favorite attachments will appear in the target channel. Of course, if you are so desired to have something into the game, you can pay fully instead of just 25%. Leaving the crowdfunding community, your dream will come true. After a period of development, fire can now inflict damage on players. This also means that in certain Valkyrie scenes on the Hong Kong map, players should avoid getting too close. Similarly, Dragon Breath ammo with burning effects can also cause sustained damage to players. It is not only creates strong visual damage but also inflicts ongoing harm to players. Therefore, I hope that in the future, this type of ammunition can be balanced in some other way or have its burning damage reduced to a more manageable level. Another important feature is the integration of the minimap into the leaderboard, including elements of restrict zones. Players' directional indicator can also be shown on the map now. The appearance of this map has been helpful for players who tended to get lost. Additionally, I have a personal question. Will enemy players shooting be visible on the minimap? Can suppressors allow players to remain hidden on the minimap? And could this potentially lead to everyone using suppressors, creating an unfair advantage for players who don't prefer them? I hope the team could carefully consider these issues in the future development of the minimap features. Alright, that's all for this week's news. If you have anything to say, please feel free to drop a comment below. Don't forget to thumb up and subscribe. We should have a great time in the game. Nutty out.